Oh, getting brave already, Miss America. Get back in there. Come on. Get in there. Come on. You guys have a decent amount of food in here still. Been giving them scraps from any produce we don't want. These girls are nice and plump, staying nice and plump this winter. That keep you warm, huh? Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to the homestead. Today I want to talk about the plan for the chickens for the spring. And so all winter long, I kept our 10 laying hens inside of the back of our shed. So we'll try to rotate here. So here's the front of our shed, here's the back. I have a space blocked off in the back of the shed where they've had access to nest boxes, to perches, to roost. And then there's some bedding material in there. And it's gotten kind of nasty here the past couple weeks. It's been like in the teens. It was like a high of 1 the one day. Definitely not pleasant. And the chickens can survive that. You know, they can manage. But for longer periods of time, it's hard on them. And we didn't really provide them with any supplemental heat during any of the winter, just because it was never really below 0 for a long time. I'm getting ready to move them out of this situation here because this tractor has been sitting still all winter long. They have not been on any fresh grass. I've just been putting straw in there and some wood chips on the inside to get a nice deep bedding for them. That way it's not wet all the time in there, especially in the shed. But once it starts getting regularly above freezing, which hopefully is in the next week or so, I do want to move them and detach them from the shed, close up the back of the chicken tractor, and get them out in the field somewhere. I think what I'm going to do is start back here because it's a lot greener back in this area than it is, rotate the tripod, where I had them before. So once I get these out in the tractor and detached, I want to get some chicks, laying chicks, and start brooding them because I'm building the ChickShaw that Justin Rhodes features on his channel. Because we want to expand the operation this year. That's how it starts. First it started with getting a few quail, and I said, oh no, this is it. I'm not going to get anything else. Next thing you know, I got 10 chickens, and now we're probably going to get more chickens this year. Definitely going to get more chickens, and who knows what else we'll get ourselves into. And before we go any further, if chickens, quail, gardening, any of this stuff interests you, you might want to subscribe because a lot more videos are going to be coming as we head into spring and summer this year. The plan is to get chicks and brood them in where we have the chickens staying all winter long because it's already sectioned off. I'm going to clean it out, put new litter in there, probably can even partition it off to brood like 2 separate, maybe quail and chickens at the same time. Quail are going to be a different video. But once I get the laying hens in there, I know you have a very strong opinion, I know. Once I get the laying hens in there brooding, I also want to get 2 geese. Really only wanted 1. But you kind of have to buy a minimum of 2 if you buy a goose. I want to get the tufted Romans, and if I'm shivering and shaking because it's still like 30 degrees out here, I want to get 2 tufted Romans as guard geese because with the ChickShaw design, it is a chicken coop on wheels that you move around within the perimeter of an electric fence. And so the electric fence will keep them protected from ground predators, coyotes, raccoons, foxes, whatever. And then the goose would not necessarily protect them, but would alert them to any threats in the sky. We do have a bald eagle that likes to live across the creek and sit up in a tall tree and perch. And I don't know what his opinions are on chickens. I don't want to find out. But the hope is that a guard goose would help alert the chickens that, hey, there's a problem going on here. Get back into the chicken tractor or the ChickShaw and take cover. So once these are out here in the chicken tractor, they'll be doing their thing. I'll be brooding the ones in there. Once they get to age and the goose is older and the chickens can be out in grass, I'm going to move those chickens in with these chickens and cross my fingers that everybody gets along. And then all my laying hens will be in the ChickShaw. Then for the chicken tractor, we are heavily leaning towards getting some meat chickens this year. So there'd be Cornish cross probably, and then getting some and raising them in the chicken tractor. I want to have a goose with them. I might, just because I'm going to have another goose, or maybe I'll just keep 2 geese with the hens out in the field. Or what I might do is use the chicken tractor, but also use a smaller electric net around it. That way I can extend its reach. And then the goose could be there as well to protect from aerial predators if this door's open and there's an electric fence out in front of it. That's still all kind of up in the air a little bit. But the Cornish cross and the meat chickens will be raised in here. And that's really what this is used for, is to raise meat chickens. I just adapted it for my laying hens. So I'm gonna have to put the roosting bar back in and put some nest boxes back in there. But that's the plan so far. So I am pretty much completely new to meat chickens. We butchered some quail last year. Quail are not chickens. They're still birds, but it's a different situation. So it'll be interesting to see how that goes. Feel like I have a pretty good handle on laying chickens. They're not really that hard. If you're asking yourself, man, I don't know if I have enough skill to get into raising chickens, it's really not that hard. Find a place for them to stay. That's probably the hardest part, building the chicken tractor or building a coop or anything. Getting them a place to stay, buying the chicks. Brooding them is not hard. Just gonna make sure they have access to a heat lamp or a heat plate, which I'm gonna switch to a heat plate this year, just because it's safer and less electric use. And feed them. Make sure they have clean bedding, water, and are protected from predators, and that's about it. If you ask what my time investment is per day for these chickens, 10 or 15 minutes. Now, obviously, it's longer when you're moving them every few days or you're brooding them, you're checking on them more often. But I check on these chickens and the quail in the morning. If it's cold, really cold, I'll bring them fresh water out in the evening to get them more water to drink. But yeah, my total time investment per day is only 10 or 15 minutes. And I get all the eggs I need, eggs to sell, and meat birds with the quail, and eventually meat birds with chickens. And so that's the plan. That's what we're doing for spring. And so you might say, oh man, Tyler, what are you going to do with all this nasty straw and the nasty bedding that these chickens have made? Well, that's a great question, and I have a great answer, is that it is great for composting, great for your gardens. And so I'm not sure exactly how I'm going to proceed with all of that, because the straw is definitely not broken down, the wood chips are not broken down. But what I might do is that since it's been sitting all winter long, it's not considered probably a hot manure, like right when a chicken poops, like that's hot, it'll burn your crops. But since it's been sitting with hay and wood chips, it's definitely lost its potency, but it still makes a good fertilizer. So I might just start mixing it in. I'll scrape the top layer of my raised beds off and then sprinkle some in there and then cover it back with more topsoil to get that really started. And I need to do that soon before it's time to start planting. And then here is where I actually want to plant another garden, just on this side of the shed, because the chickens were actually here too. They were in this section too, but they spent most of their time here. So this is going to be really, really good ground to plant stuff. Even if I scrape all the straw off, there's still nutrients, and I don't know if nutrients is the right word, but there's this stuff from their manure that has been pressed down into the ground. They're scratching in here. They have holes dug out in the corners almost. So they're definitely getting in the dirt, even though there's straw here. And so this is going to be a really good spot to plant. And I'm really, I'm going to probably do some kind of experiment, maybe even just here and here, because they were barely on this side. But plant something here and see the difference between the two. And so that will be a separate video. But that's the plan for the chickens for this year, is to get these girls out of here. They don't want to be in here anymore. They want to be on the grass. So get them out of here into the chicken tractor, raise some other laying hens, get them raised up, get them in the ChickShaw, put these in the ChickShaw, and then get meat chickens and raise them in the chicken tractor. I don't know how we're going to do it all. It's a lot of trial and error. But that's going to be it for this video. I've rambled on long enough. Shared my plans for the chickens, plans for this plot here once I detach the chicken tractor. If you guys have any suggestions on raising meat birds or even raising hens, I'm still open to any type of suggestions that you got. Let me know if you've built the Justin Rhodes ChickShaw or any modifications you've made to make it maybe easier on you. I've already started ordering supplies, and so we're going to hope to get that done here within the next month or so. That way it's ready whenever I need it. And so that's going to do it for this video. I've rambled on long enough. Thank you guys so much for watching. And if you enjoyed the video, hit that thumbs up button. Can't speak this morning. And if you want to see more homesteading videos about chickens, about quails, about gardening, about really anything, I didn't ask for that opinion. This is what happens. You start talking to the birds once you get these chickens. It's just, it's just a nosedive from there. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, uploading videos on a more regular basis, especially as we head into spring and it's not so cold and miserable outside, even though it's kind of gloomy today. And so thank you guys again so much for watching, and we'll see you guys in the next video.